Hello. Wow, I've just had a really good call with an accountant, so I wanted to update with just the excitement of that and the things that are currently coursing through my brain at the end of a day. I almost didn't record because look at my hair. Um, but then I thought, no, we're all human and it doesn't matter what we look like. So yes, here I am in all of my hairiness. Um, so I put a call out, I think I mentioned, for some help with some accounting software and with an accountant. Following the call I had with that really nice man, but when I was slightly blown over by how much things were going to cost for Wakey Wakey Arts, just to do the stuff that I was going to have to do now that it's the CIC. But I've just had this call with a lady who I think recognises the kind of emerging state that Wakey Wakey Arts is in, and that I'm a sole trader or kind of on the fence about whether to stay sole trader or whether to put all the work through Wakey Wakey Arts. I've recently picked up a couple more contracts, which I think I did talk about in the last call, but one of them that was dormant has restarted again. So actually there's a bit more work now coming through for me, and it's not strictly like youth arts wellbeing, so it makes sense to stay sole trader. So she sounds really good. It would cost me for the year, I think she's doing a flat fee of $250. So it will cost Wakey Wakey Arts $250. So at some point I'm going to have to recoup that, probably from a funder, but funders don't really fund retrospectively, so that's going to be interesting, but it's going to have to be something that I just suck it up and pay for. And then there's a ledger version of the Xero software, which Xero is a type of bookkeeping software, and I think she said that's all I would need. It's like £1 something a month, so that's really super cheap. And she would manage all of that for me, so that seems like that's all sorted. She seems really nice, she gets it. She's also like not helped or worked with CICs before, but did lots of research ahead of the meeting, and I just felt like we're kind of both learning together. Like, I don't mind that because I think that's really great. So and both similar minded, and she didn't mind me like picking her brains about other things and stuff, so that's really good. So she gave me a flat fee of $250 plus the £36. So it's slightly over £2, isn't it, a month for the Xero stuff? But yeah, hang on. No, it's not. I don't know. My maths is really late, like long day today, frazzled brain. So I don't know. But yeah, plus the £36 for the Xero software. And then she also said about sole trader software would be £7 a month if I wanted to use it. But as I mentioned in the call when I last spoke to an accountant, at some point we've got to go digital anyway with bookkeeping stuff for even sole traders. So I might do that down the line. I don't know. But she'd do a flat fee of $125 to keep all the numbers on top of all the numbers, putting everything in the system for me, doing all the accounting for that, and then she'd just give me the figures at the end and I'd do the tax return, because I have been anyway. So that kind of helps to keep it separate. We also had a good chat about like staying as a sole trader, having the opportunity to expand in that direction if I want to, with the classes and things like that. But then I got into thinking, so like in some ways that's cleared that up. That's good because that's answered some questions. But then I think, okay, well, I've wanted to kind of commercialise the session plans for Wiggles and Giggles because I've almost got a year's worth of session plans, or half a year's worth, but there'll be a year's worth by the time I put together all the ones that I delivered last year as well. So there's the opportunity to kind of mock those up into a template and to make them available either for sale or like giving people tasters of them. I don't really know. There could be some money in there. So whose property is Wiggles and Giggles? Is it my property because it's my concept, or is it Wakey Wakey Arts because that's the company that's been commissioned to deliver? And I'm thinking of expanding and getting some other tutors in. So then is it more of a company asset? But then it's not like Wakey Wakey Arts bought that concept off of me. And then I'm thinking about, well, if I do deliver it just as a sole trader, then I've then got to take it off the website and build my own website probably as Claire Riley. And then it's like, oh, Wakey Wakey Arts is such a representation of who I am and all of my interests and experience that to have to like create a separate entity, separate company almost for my work just seems wrong. So I don't know. I'm a bit, and then I'm thinking, so I do have to create 2 bank accounts, which I hadn't done. So at the moment, Wakey Wakey Arts is a Wakey Wakey Arts bank account. It's Claire Riley trading as Wakey Wakey Arts. So that's kind of like operating as a sole trader. But all of the funding goes into that pot because you have to have a bank account in the name of your business. But that means that all my sole trader income, obviously it pays me out into my personal account, but it's all sort of muddied inside that same bank account at the moment, even though there's different pots for it. So I know that I probably do need to create a separate bank account, but then what do I call it? Because I've got to, like, I almost need one that's like Wakey Wakey Arts CIC and then one that's just Wakey Wakey Arts, because I can't imagine being anything else. So yeah, that's, I think, just my ruminations off the back of that call. I feel positive because I've got some figures that actually are less scary. I don't know how different they are from what the guy said, but just the way they were positioned to me have made me feel like it's a bullet that I probably need to bite. That's fine. But yeah, the whole website thing, bank account thing, insurances. So at the moment, public liability, professional indemnity, PRS, and another one, employer's liability, sit underneath Claire Riley trading as Wakey Wakey Arts. If I change the titles of those policies or the policy holder to Wakey Wakey Arts CIC, then I then probably need to get all of that for myself. So yeah, it's just more things that I hadn't thought about, more confusions. But anyway, I don't know if any of that made sense. I need to think about how to release these videos as well because I've actually found it really helpful talking, and I feel like, or hope it will be of interest and helpful for other people. Hopefully it's not just like a moaning shop and creating people to rise up against the concept of CICs as a thing, because that's not great. But anyway, thanks very much for listening, and I shall see you on the next one.